Ifeanyi Ubah, a Nigerian politician and businessman who served as Senator Anambra South, he died on the 22nd of July 2024, will be buried on the 22nd of November. He died on the 27th of July. He will be buried on the 22nd of November 2024, a few days from today. The family had informed Nigerians that this young man who died at age 52 will be buried. Yes, now the big problem here is that where will Ifeanyi Ubah be buried? The family has not yet informed officially Nigerians where the place Ifeanyi Ubah will be buried. A few days from now will be 22nd of November. I think 7 days from now or 6 days from now will be 22nd of November. Where will Ifeanyi Ubah be buried? That's the big question. Now, many Southeasterners and from some of his kinsmen are saying that he will not be buried in the Southeast. And that is an abomination, saying that such a man of that caliber, in fact, a senator representing Anambra South, will not be buried in the Southeast. Now, where would he be buried? Many Southeasterners are saying that no, he will not be buried in the Southeast. Let's look at this from this angle, the context. Why are people saying Ifeanyi Ubah should not be buried in the Southeast? They even said that until they release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, before his body can rest in the Southeast. And you trust these guys in the Southeast? If they said such thing, if you go on with army and every kind of security, whatever apparatus to bury Ifeanyi Ubah, it doesn't take them anything to dig that grave and take away that corpse. His corpse just landed from UK, and they are going to put it in Abuja, I believe, because they will not directly take it to the Southeast, because the people of the Southeast has rejected Ifeanyi Ubah. His people, his kinsmen, have rejected Ifeanyi Ubah. Now, instead of fighting for your people and looking for how you can mediate amongst your people, you are working against your people because you think you have money and influence, you think you have connection, then you are working against your people. There's a common focus of the Igbo people, which is having a state, having a system that will function, and the Igbo man will survive. Like Shore said, the Igbo man is not surviving in today's Nigeria. The hatred for the Igbo man is in the blood of every other Nigerian. Then you are supporting a system that destroys the prestige of an Igbo man. You see the hatred now. I've never seen the kind of hatred that I'm seeing online today. Probably everybody is hiding it offline, but online you see the hatred. You see the hatred. So if Ifeanyi Ubah decided to stand on the side of the oppressor against his people, like the way Umahi and Uzodinma is standing on the side of the oppressor against his people, you went even as far, the allegation is that you went as far as aiding the kidnap of Nnamdi Kanu. You went as far as that. You know that this Biafran thing through Nnamdi Kanu is so much important to the Igbo people. They look at this as their liberation to a new world that will embrace them and give them justice, fairness, and equity. You became instrumental in the kidnap of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The allegation is that your jet was used to go and ferry the young man. You entered into an agreement with so-called whoever because you have a political ambition to snitch on your people. You became a Nigerian asset. You know, people are calling asset now. You became a Nigerian asset, the Fulani asset, just like Hope Uzodinma is, to snitch on your people. The same treatment they are giving Ifeanyi Ubah now would be the same treatment they are going to give Hope Uzodinma. And Hope Uzodinma will be wise enough that after governance, he's going to stay out of Imo State. He's going to permanently stay in Abuja or Lagos or any other place. Or rather, he will take the Wike style and look for a way that lobby to get the ministerial posts, just like Wike and Umahi. But for him to, through Imo State, get to the Senate, except he does a do or die affair, except the Imo people will just allow him. But him staying in Imo State, even if he dies, he might be one of the worst villain Southeasterners, the Igbo, have. That is Hope Uzodinma. They are using Ifeanyi as a point of reference because of his alleged role in the incarceration of Nnamdi Kanu. He will not be buried in the Southeast unless he provides Nnamdi Kanu, unless Nnamdi Kanu is released. So what is the big deal about Nnamdi Kanu being released? You see, there are two sides of the coin. There are two reasons. One of the reasons is that those perpetrating all their evil atrocities and crimes in Igboland, if Nnamdi Kanu is released, I assure you, as much as I understand the situation of things, if Nnamdi Kanu is released, there will be peace in Igboland, which we want. I am one of the advocates of peace in Igboland so that we can develop at our pace. If we develop ICT technology, agricultural wise, it will be to our benefit. If we develop infrastructure, it will be to our benefit. If we have people that have skills, whatever kind of skills, it will be to our benefit. But we need a peaceful environment. The reason why you see the army influx in the Southeast is because of Nnamdi Kanu. So when Nnamdi Kanu is released, the Nigerian government does not have any other excuse than to take off this military from the Southeast. Now, if the military were supposedly bringing peace to the region, we will not have any problems. Or they were having to engage whoever they are engaging in the SN or the BLA or whoever. If they were doing their job, we wouldn't have a problem. But when you put down the military gets into the Southeast, you start extorting people. You start kidnap on the increase, extortion on the increase. Innocent young boys and girls, you arrest them, you extort them. And you know that the situation of the country is so bad that the police will find a way to survive. If they hold you down now, they will make sure that they find ways to collect something from you, as bad as the country is. So when we have military in the Southeast, looting the people, taking it from the people, and harassing the people, how do you expect peace? The military has a job to do. Go into the bushes and fend off those who you call terrorists, those who you think are disturbing the peace of Igboland. You have police and military, all these things still persist. And the government has not seen it wise to release the mass Nnamdi Kanu. Igbo elders are tired now. They are not speaking, they're not saying anything. Not saying anything. But when it comes to festival, you see them, they carry their big head and come to festival and start telling you word of wisdom. Now it is freedom, time for freedom. None of these guys are saying anything. They're just quiet looking. I've never seen the kind of elders in my generation. Things are going wrong. Elders are just there. Not. You see, when you look at my broadcasts and you look at some of the things I say, you know that this guy has some lead. This small boy has some kind of wisdom. If I have the connections, if I have all that it takes to move some powers in the Southeast, we'll make sure that we place the Nigerian government on standby and negotiate for Nnamdi Kanu's release. But where are the people? Are they tired? Ohaneze, we don't know who is the next president now. Well, they have not really served the interest of the people. Emmanuel Iwanyanwu, he tried a bit. He is buried. We are hearing that the next Ohaneze president will be from Rivers State and all have you. We don't know what is happening with our elders, with the kings and traditional rulers, with our politicians and those that are representing us. Obviously, we are not on the same page. So since they have decided to stand aloof, to stand against the people they in quote represent, that's why I'm telling you that the system we practice is not representative of the people. When they do elections today, look at how they do elections in Nigeria. For instance, now, this the Anambra South is my constituency. You see, and I am a big man that has money, like Ifeanyi. I want to win the votes. I will not allow for free and fair election, because if I allow that election conducted free and fair, the will of the people, I might not have a chance. Somebody else, somebody who is loved by people, might just win that election. So since Ifeanyi has decided to side with the oppressor, then he should be buried where his oppressor resides. He should be buried in the north. Same thing might go for Okrocha and Hope Uzodinma. I'm here to make that case. He should go and get buried in Abuja. There's so much peace. Because if you bury him in Southeast, especially that his hometown, if you take him to that his hometown and bury him, you might be causing a lot of damage. You might wake up one day and you don't see his corpse, and it will be a cause. It will be something. You know where they bury big men now? They should take them, maybe Lagos, Ikoyi Cemetery. Chebi Onyekanwenu, I think they buried her in Ikoyi Cemetery. You should take them, all of them. Don't bring them to the Southeast. That's what people are saying. If you see the comments, if you see what people are saying, you see, animosity now is on the high side. On the high side. The kind of Igbo men we have today, they are not really Igbo men. I'm telling you, they are not real, well-bred Igbo men. They are Igbo men that will snitch on their people because of power, prestige, and connection. I've said it over and over again. Mascot, that one that had issues with the cab driver, converted to Islam. Ikweje, the popular guy, House of Rep member, he converted to Islam, all because of political gains. What is the conviction? These people are people that are ready to snitch on their people, to sell their people. And we don't want such people to be buried in Igboland. We call them saboteurs. We don't want their corpse. Nothing about them should be. We don't want them close to Igboland. On the 22nd of November, the family has not given the date and the place. Sorry, the place and when and the time. Maybe they are considering, if we bury this guy in Anambra State now, what will happen to his corpse when we are not there? When it is night time, when everything is, what will happen to his corpse? That is the fear of the family. And when Igbos have come together, are having one voice over these particular issues, you see, there's nothing that is not possible. When you look at Anambra State and Imo State, look at the IDP camp of the issue. When they heard, they didn't even verify whether it is true or not. See, their blood, don't they hot? When they heard that they want to bring IDP into the Southeast, and say, no. The next day you heard that destruction. Even though the information was not that authentic. So when these people have you in mind, the common goal of the Southeasterner is to have a system that they will survive in it. They have been denigrated and subjugated, persecuted and prosecuted in Nigeria for so long that they cannot take it anymore. They want out. So any leader, any Nigerian leader who is an Igbo person that does not align with that position, that does not sympathize with them. Look at Alex Oti. He's playing his politics jejely so that he can have peace and do his governance. If every one of them can take cue from Alex Oti, see, you can sit at home, but with wisdom. You don't do gra-gra. You don't use gra-gra like Soludo and the rest. Ifeanyi Ubah, you are doing gra-gra. Like, you see, the people are with Nnamdi Kanu. The people are with them. Their allegiance are with them. What can you do as a politician to make sure that you win them over? You don't go through the gra-gra approach. Win these people over. Nobody knew Nnamdi Kanu nor Simon Ekpa before. They had to win the Southeasterners, win their allegiance. And an Igbo man is somebody that is very difficult for you to win over. Very, very difficult. You don't just come and start telling an Igbo man cock and bull stories and he listens to you and he follows you. He must be well convinced and convicted. You see, one thing about Biafra is that everybody is just wanting to live in a country called Biafra, an Igbo man. So if you come through the angle, they will easily buy into your agitation. Ifeanyi Ubah's case is different. The Lord and personal savior of the Igbos, you took part. You are accused of taking part in his kidnap and rendition. You see, when the news broke that Nnamdi Kanu is in Nigerian custody, man, if you see how Igbo men were demoralized. How Igbo men were they were mourning, tears in Igboland, and they now come to discover that it was the Igbo politician that aided the federal government in kidnapping Nnamdi Kanu. And that Igbo politician, one of them is Ifeanyi. I know now. I've told you before that, like the Fulani don't forget, Igbos don't forget. Forget. This one Peter B is saying, go on, forgive, go on. If you are forgiving, go on. As a Christian, forgive, go on. But as an Igbo people, the tribe, we cannot forget. This is a tribe. This is a tribe. We cannot forget. It's not ethnicity. Oh. Igbo is a tribe, not ethnicity. We cannot forget. Whether the investigations are true or not, so far, you position yourself in a way whereby you are working against the people, man, it might not be easy for you. I'm telling you seriously. It might not be easy for you. So as we speak now, his corpse from London, I think he should be in Abuja, because we have two airports now, Abuja and Lagos. Do you have an international airport in Enugu? Do you have an international airport in the southeast? So it should be Abuja. I'm telling you, it should be Abuja or Lagos. That's where his corpse is now. Let's see. In few days to come, maybe this week or next week, they will unveil, because it is supposed to be out now. What are they waiting for? It's supposed to be out. What are they waiting for? They are supposed to have brought the date, the days. Maybe he's a big man now. He started making billions, and all his tycoon, Ifeanyi. They are supposed to, the arrangement to be in place. It's not good to work against your people. Though. Sometimes I like what the Yoruba conservatives are doing to their leaders. My brother, hear us now. This is what the conservatives want in Lagos. This is what we want. We do our bidding. Let Yorubas take over. I'm not against the conservatives saying Yorubas take over. I don't hate them for that. But you know, there are some topics, some things they say, they don't think very well before they say it. It's okay. It's okay. If you are taking that position, it's okay. But let the constitution support you, so that you're not going to cause ethnic fight, ethnic clashes, which will lead to another bitter genocide. So that is where I see the Yoruba moving forward too. But Lagos for Lagosians, for Lagos indigenes, although the people playing the politics are Tinubu's boys now, Lagos indigenes are far behind in the scheme of things. When you look at Obasa, when you look at most of the people holding position, the who is who in Lagos State, they are not the indigenes. The indigenes are relegated. They cover the indigenes and say, Yorubas in Lagos. What about the indigenes now? That is another talk for another day. That's why I don't take them serious at that point. But where I'm taking them serious is that the conservatism will push the Igbo to come to their sense. Some Igbos will just do like goat. Carry. When you see an Igbo goat, it's the worst kind of goat. Anumpam. It's the worst kind of goat. Stupidity at its peak. Especially those that think they have money. You have 5, 6, 7, 8 billion. Then you believe you have money. All you come to do is just brag. Look at what the Yorubas are doing. How they are planning, fixing their society. This one, now to just sit down for, they would sit down in their house, do big furniture, sit down like king at Igwe. They always have big belly. And looking for someone that will praise them. They now be calling them names. They now go to party. What is their impact in the heritage, the culture of the Igbo people? None. They're just there to collect titles and join rubbish clubs. Titles and join rubbish clubs. God, I've never seen so many stupid Igbos before. Leave Lagos for Yorubas. Lagos belongs to Yorubas. It is their own. If they do anything to you, take it. Take it. It is for them. When I see some online, Some very stupid people online will say Lagos is no man's land. It's like you don't the colo. Lagos is no man's land. Somebody can come to Abia State and tell you that Abia is no man's land. Even with the conditions of like the federal government invested in Lagos, focus on you have a place you are coming from. Focus on that place. You will not focus. Now, I don't pity anybody now. If the Lagos State Assembly does anything against you, it's your problem. That is your own cup of tea. If they promulgate any law and it's favoring the Yorubas and the indigenes of Lagos, and it does not favor you as an Igbo man, that is your problem. You've heard it now. Take heed. You have heard it now. Take heed. Make sure you invest in the Southeast. Let's come together and fight off all these people that are selling us off, like the Opos or Demas of this world, the Ifeanyi. Let's come together and make sure we push them out of the system. They are not supposed to be where we are. We are not supposed to find ourselves together with Sabo. We are not supposed. We need to have a common ground that respects our personality, that respects our identity, that respects our heritage and culture. Let's come together and fight for it. Come and invest in Alibo. You are developing on that places. First, see, charity begins at home. Develop your land. What is stopping you from developing your land? Charity begins at home. Charity begins at home. My brothers, we have many Igbo people. Igbo get people, but let those people come and invest in Igboland.